You know, you have to stop saying that you're going to move to Canada whenever you're mad at something in the U.S. As a Canadian, I'm sorry, but no, you can't.
The production is estimated to pump approximately $37.5 million into the community, as well as create over 1,000 jobs.
Hollywood just iced Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds after reports they tried slipping Vancouver officials a $37.5 million Deadpool budget bribe to go after a paparazzo. From bogus accusations and years of courtroom stalling to Blake burying a 392-page deposition and subpoenaing critics, their golden coupled A brand is cracking under the weight of its own PR lies.
Ryan Reynolds, to attempt to influence the judge or the court and use his power in order to do so.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, the Pinterest perfect, fake humble, just like you but loaded duo, just had their storybook image set on fire. All the cutesy late-night banter, all the Instagram trolling each other like some relatable rom-com couple, gone. Behind the avocado toast filters, they were allegedly dangling $37.5 million in front of law enforcement like a bargain bin mob flick, hoping to buy their way into a personal vendetta.
I believe there is something very deeply disturbed about this man. We believe his desire to photograph us exceeded only by his intention to terrorize us.
And no, this wasn't some minor parking ticket payoff. We're talking Vancouver, 2015, Ryan and Blake allegedly tried handing the city its biggest Hollywood payday in years. Not for charity, not for a school, but to turn police and the courts into their own hit squad against a single photographer, Richard Fidek. Instead of brushing it off like any other celebrity with a lens in their face, they allegedly went full tin pot dictator over one guy.
The judge completely siding almost exclusively with Blake over and over and over again and ignoring factual evidence of illegal subpoenas or abusive process or whatever it is.
Here's the kicker, Judge Lyman, the supposed referee in this legal circus, somehow keeps making calls that always land in Blake's favor. It's like watching a rigged match, where you know the final score before the first whistle. These rulings are so suspicious they might as well come stamped with a "Love, Hollywood" sticker. And we're all supposed to smile and pretend it's normal that the quirky, relatable couple is running a PR hit job wrapped in Hallmark packaging. Now for the smoking gun, the letter. April 2015, Ryan Reynolds, armed with a pen and the melodrama of an award season hopeful, sends Vancouver police a multi-page plea. In it, Ryan plays the noble protector, Richard Fidek is cast as the villain, and cameo appearances are given to Blake, baby James, and even his mother, Tamara Reynolds. Not because they were in actual danger, but because tugging at heartstrings works better than facts.
While it may be determined conjecture throughout the years, he has always imbued a sense of arrogance and glee in his behavior. I have been working in the entertainment industry for 25 years, and I have a very long history in association with navigating public life and all it entails. Paparazzi is a byproduct of the job. I don't enjoy that aspect, but I understand it. I don't complain about it, nor do I have an expectation that people might understand how awkward and invasive it all can be.
Allegations? High-speed chases, stalking, harassment. You'd think Fidek was prepping for a fast and furious audition the way Ryan tells it. Problem is, travel records flat out torpedoed the key parts of his story. It's like telling the cops someone robbed your house while the security footage shows you holding the loot. But that didn't stop Ryan from framing every moment like a Marvel set piece. Only here, there were no stunt doubles, no CGI explosions, just a pile of claims with zero credibility.
Why I might have photos taken while out in public. However, it is unusual to be engaged by a photographer who is simultaneously driving a vehicle in this manner.
And if you think this was about keeping a family safe, buckle in. The entire feud started because someone took a photo of Ryan in full Deadpool Burns makeup before the film dropped. That's it. That's the crime that triggered years of litigation. Apparently, a leaked makeup shot was worth turning the police into a personal revenge squad. Ryan went from Canada's most lovable smart aleck to a guy obsessively writing legal fanfiction about bushes, hotel lobbies, and imaginary car chases.
I know we're friendly, but Canada's not your safe house. I mean, we barely let Canadians into Canada anymore, so please, pick somewhere else. I hear Finland is really lovely this time of...
From there, the makeup meltdown snowballed. Ryan claims Fidek was hiding in bushes, lurking in hotel hallways, and tailing them in dangerous pursuits. Except, inconvenient detailed evidence shows Fidek wasn't even in the same city for half of these so-called incidents. One particularly bold claim had Fidek chasing them from Sudbury to Toronto, except Fidek was in Vancouver at the time. So either the man can teleport or Ryan was just spitballing plot twists. And of course, every fabrication was wrapped in the noble pretense of protecting Blake and the public, when in reality, it was about punishing someone who bruised his ego.
Ryan lost his mind. He was so angry. A photograph of him in makeup of Deadpool prompted a months-long, years-long tirade by him.
Comes the power play. It's 2015, Deadpool is in pre-production, and Ryan, conveniently also a producer, suddenly spots an opportunity. He tells Vancouver officials, in so many words, I could film anywhere, New Orleans, Detroit, Europe, but I chose you. I love you. I'm bringing $37.5 million and over 1,000 jobs. Sounds generous, right? Except the fine print reads, you only get the payday if you handle my Fidek problem. That's not generosity, that's a shakedown with studio lighting.
Back in 2015 and 16, he claimed that he was hit by a car. And because this paparazzo took a photograph of Ryan in his Deadpool makeup before the film had come out, you know, where he looks like he's gone through.
That's not a community concern. That's textbook quid pro quo bribery. Dress it up however you want, it's the classic, nice economy you've got here, shame if something happened to it, play. And Ryan didn't even bother to hide it. It's spelled out in the letter, if Vancouver lets Fidek roam free, it might affect his decision to bring future projects there. Translation, bend the knee or I take my Hollywood toys and go home.
So all of what he's saying is a complete lie. It doesn't match any of the evidence, but this is a completely fabricated story that didn't happen.
And Vancouver officials? Oh, they got the message loud and clear. They jumped on board, treating Ryan's every word like it came from Mount Olympus. Fidek was trapped in legal purgatory for over 2 years. The charges weren't dropped until 2017, not because they proved anything, but because there was literally nothing to prove. 2.5 years of wasted time, taxpayer money, and public resources, all because Ryan couldn't handle one leaked photo.
With the understanding that he is a paparazzi, I chose at the time to not engage in a verbal conversation with Fidek and instead returned to my car and carried on to my destination.
This is what happens when Hollywood ego collides with small-town starstruck politics. Ryan wasn't just selling them a film, he was selling them the fantasy of being in the Ryan Reynolds inner circle. And when that wasn't enough, he dangled a massive financial carrot they couldn't resist. Blake got to play the smiling, supportive wife, letting the legal machine quietly work in her favor. Meanwhile, these are the same people who posture as humble, relatable, and kind, the just like you couple in designer outfits worth more than your car. Behind the curtain? Manipulation, leverage, and a willingness to burn millions just to crush someone they don't like. The insecurity is palpable. Ryan had to write a letter full of debunked claims, drag his family into it, and spin a Hollywood morality play just to justify targeting one man. Blake hides behind his script, maintaining her sweetheart act, while Judge Lyman keeps serving the same cocktail, 90% in Blake's favor, 10% just to look impartial.
So for Blake, this was kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. Why doesn't she want this to be public? What is she hiding?
What could have been an easily ignored paparazzi moment has turned into a global case study in celebrity privilege. They've weaponized fame, money, and influence, then wrapped it in the cozy branding of Hollywood's favorite couple. That's the real con, convincing the world they were too sweet, too wholesome, too relatable to ever pull something like this. If they'll go nuclear over a leaked makeup shot, imagine the war they'd wage over something truly damaging. Ryan already wrote a blockbuster-length police letter over Deadpool prosthetics. Imagine the trilogy he'd crank out if someone caught them in an actual scandal. Oh, wait, no need to imagine. Law enforcement in Vancouver apparently decided Ryan's imagination outweighed actual evidence. No photos. No video. No credible witnesses. Just Ryan said so. Fidek spent over 2 years fighting a ghost case, until it quietly collapsed in 2017 for lack of proof. No apology. No accountability. Not even a sheepish "are bad." They just walked away like they hadn't dragged someone through years of legal hell for sport.
Fidek was not cleared of these charges until 2017. 2.5 years later, they withdrew the charges against him. Not guilty. No charges. Nothing. Because they had no evidence.
And Ryan loves to cast himself as the ultimate family protector. Yet in his own words, he admits to chasing Fidek through a parking garage, 6 floors down and 6 floors back up, like some bargain bin action hero in a straight-to-DVD thriller. You claim you're terrified of this man, but you're literally sprinting after him on foot. Which is it, Ryan? Is he a dangerous stalker, or your favorite cardio routine? The contradictions are endless. They swear they fear for their safety, yet keep confronting Fidek face to face. Most people avoid danger, these two seem to crave it, milking every moment for drama. And of course, Hollywood's PR machine laps it up, rebranding the aggressors as martyrs, betting the audience will be too dazzled by pretty faces to notice the sleight of hand. The judge, perfectly happy to play along. Fast forward to July 31st, 2020, another bombshell, Blake's deposition. 392 pages of sworn testimony, taken by Brian Friedman in New York. Justin Baldoni's in the room, probably jotting mental notes for his next faux inspirational Instagram post. And it's not just them, there's an audience, Steve Sarowitz, Melissa Nathan, Jennifer Ale, Jamie Heath. Everyone knows this isn't casual conversation, it's a high-stakes legal theater.
You know, Blake Lively is accusing Justin Baldoni's legal or lawyer for being a PR agent as well as an attorney. And the judge actually denied her that. And to quash the subpoena, Justin Baldoni's legal team added some information to say, hey, we're not part of this smear campaign.
That transcript gets attached to a court filing, and Blake immediately panics. She goes nuclear, demanding it be removed, despite it already being sealed and unreadable to the public. Apparently, just knowing it's sitting in the docket is too much for her to stomach. The excuse? The media might cherry-pick quotes and twist her words. Which is rich, considering Blake has no issue spoon-feeding carefully curated, PR-approved truths to outlets like the New York Times whenever it suits her narrative.